Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, March 25th, 2019 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi, and our energy mantra for today is, I allow the trigger to reveal the deeper truth of my soul. And today we are in our first evolution day of Sun in Aries. And being that Aries is ruled by Mars, I think one of the biggest things to notice as we move through this evolution day, a time where we may have some breakdowns and then breakthroughs, is how we react or respond. Because Aries has that Mars energy behind it, we can be really impatient and really fast on the reaction, and especially some of the astro energies that we've got going on today. So be mindful of your response and just realize that anything that does trigger, if you can just take a pause and move in beyond the trigger, often there's some really deep healing and insight there for you. But especially during Aries, we can be very reactive. I mean, triggers, it's like it's poking like a trigger point within your body, and it's like, I can't help but react or move. But we can through our use of consciousness. And even if you do find yourself in a reaction place, go back then later and notice, okay, this trigger came up. What is it really showing me? Anytime a trigger comes up, there is deeper healing that can ultimately be done, move through and work through. So that being said, the astro is so supporting this. We are in our last full day of Venus in Aquarius. So our topic for Venus in Aquarius that we were looking at is the places within us that trigger us, that maybe we haven't quite accepted or come to love. And so be very mindful of this as Venus moves through the 28 degree, that's 10 energy, so that's the worth, and then the master final 29 degree, which can bring the healing, especially as we come to some level of understanding and acceptance of any of these parts of ourselves that we have rejected. Rejection's a really interesting thing, but one of the most prevalent things I do see is the healing that can come about when we realize the rejection is rarely outside of ourselves, and usually something going on within ourselves. So this is a really good time to take that notice and take a little nurture around that. So yes, watch those triggers. What I also love is that Lilith is hanging around with Venus. And I think that energy is really supportive because Lilith's energy is, I can be true to myself. I can listen to my soul. I can do this thing that's right for me. Even if everybody in the world judges me for it or thinks it's not the right thing to do, Lilith energy is like, you can go your own way. So while Lilith is hanging out with Venus, know that there is worth in going your own way and being true to yourself and taking back your power around those places that may have been rejected for whatever reason. All right, let's see. Exciting news. Mercury is going direct on Thursday. Hooray! So we have a few last days of Mercury retrograde, but Mercury likes to get that mischief going and done, so just be very aware over these last few days. Again, responsive is good. Patience is good. I have had so many tech issues during this Mercury retrograde. It's been one of the most techie, interesting Mercury retrogrades, but I just had to laugh. And, when you laugh, it makes the problem go away just that much faster. All right, so besides that, Sun in Aries, bringing that fire energy, fire, instigation, creativity. It is connecting with two energies today. We have Sun in Aries connecting to Chiron, 2 degrees. So Chiron's just shifted to 2 degrees. That is calling us to nurture our way through wounding. And it's very interesting as we have this revolution day, which may show us some of those deeper triggered wounds that we have going on. Again, response is better than reaction. And realize Aries is calling us to uncover the deepest part of our I am energy, and Chiron's helping do that work. So, yes, be very in tune with that. Did I say the Sun in Aries was connecting to Chiron? The Moon, the moon in Sagittarius is connecting to, I wrote the sun there. See, Mercury retrograde. The moon in Sagittarius is connecting to Chiron in Aries. There we go. Sun, I keep trying to say sun in Sagittarius. It's not Sagittarius time, Mimi, as much as you want it to be. Moon in Sagittarius reminds us to reach for the higher vibration, reach for the higher perspective. So much of healing has to do with our views around it. And so many times when we have something to heal, we can get thrown into that, oh, I have to heal this, it's a bummer, this sucks. And you can really go into the vibration of, oh my gosh, this is showing me something, so I can level up, so I can release this, so I can move on to the next, and to the best. And so as the moon brings that around, try to see if you can bring that vibration to any trigger or wound or anything that needs healing or response today. The other connection is the sun aligned with the moon. The sun in Aries connecting to moon in Sagittarius. 4 degrees, that revolution, evolution degree. The breakthrough probably will come today through your higher perspective. The triggers will happen. It just happens with these days. But it is meant for transformation with your personal participation and guidance through your inner voice, through taking that higher perspective. Now, I do have this card, and this card I think may represent the triggers. A lot of it's going to be what's going on in your mind. So just, and this I think is part too, you know, these last few days of Mercury retrograde, you know, it's bringing stuff up purposely for you to shift. You don't have to stay in this place, and that's why we do have this transformation card. But transformation comes from a position of power. It doesn't come from, woe is me and I don't know what to do. So utilize your higher perspective to help you shift anything that needs shifting. So that being said, I'm going to finish this up for today. Happy Monday. You can always book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. We have decided we are going to be beginning the astro class on the new moon. I forget what date that is, but it's about a week and a half. So if you would like to join that, come join my Astro Info group on Facebook. We welcome you in. It's going to be a year-long class. And besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you, and you really do have the power. Namaste.